Let's go ahead and read what it's asking us to do. Again, when you see a bar like this is like a total bar. All these pieces are going to add up to this total. So that we need to find out what we're going to put in here. So over here it's got a chart of, it says the table shows the prices for some furniture at Herrera's Furniture Store. Use the table for exercises 1, 2, and 3. So this whole page is going to be based on this. Then let's go ahead and see what it says. And I always go to the question, what is the total cost of Evelyn's new furniture? So it says, Evelyn's family buys new furniture for her room. They buy a bed, a chair, and 2, how many bookcases? 2, I better circle that, because I don't want to forget that. What is the total cost? Well, somebody look for over here, the cost of the bed. Who can find the cost of the bed? Does anybody see it?
Yes.
Who knows the cost of the bed? Shout it out. Very good. So that's what we're going to put right here. $379. And then she buys a chair. Look over here. What's the cost of the chair? Oh, somebody, guys, you have to tell me that you can't see because I can see the light is on. Alrighty. And then shout out, what's the cost of the chair? 98. So we're going to put it right here. Alrighty. And then it says the cost of 2 bookcases. Why do you think they have 2 lines here? Yes, sir.
Because one's going to be 150 and other's going to be 150.
Very good. So they're both going to be 150. So everybody should be getting this down. And it says, write an equation. All they mean is show how you would solve it. How do we get a total? Yes, ma'am. We add everything. So we're just going to write that we're going to add this plus this plus they're buying 2 bookcases. And we're going to put an equal sign. In fact, I'm going to put, this is going to give us our total. An equation usually has an equal sign. So I'm going to leave that there for a moment so you get that down. And then we're going to solve it. Yes, ma'am. What's that? Can you do what, sweetie? I couldn't hear you. You have to write, yes, if I write it, you have to write it. So write it down. It says equation, which means it has to have an equal sign. And what is it going to equal is our total. And then we're actually going to solve it. And I think what we need to do is go over to the side. And I'm going to go way back up here. And I'm going to line it up. 379. And then I'm going to put 98 backwards. I lined it up right. 8, 9. I'm going to put the 8. And then the 9. And then I'm going to put the 051, which is 150. 051. So the 1 is sort of lined up under that 3. Everybody should be writing this. And then I've got another. Okay. Alrighty. Can you see that, Francisco? Okay? Alrighty. So does everybody have it written down? So now we're going to add this up. Does anybody in this row, there's 2 ways that you can do this without using your fingers. Can somebody tell me one way? Is it Estelle? Do you know one way, sweetie?
So you take 1 from the 8 and put 1 up to the 9 to make it 10.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. So what would that total be if you did that?
7.
Oh my goodness. Oh my, I just got goosebumps. That's awesome. So again, she's using the technique where you look for a 10. If you don't have one, you make a 10. So she mentally took 1 from here, which left us 7, and it goes here to make a 10. It would be 10 and 7 is 17. Who knows another way? Tenny, what?
I'm actually the 98, and then 8 plus 8 is 21.
Well, I actually like to, rather than subtract, I like to add. So I'm going to go 8, but you're right, doubles. 8 plus 8. What's 8 plus 8? 16 plus one more than 8 is what? 17. So no matter either way, we get 17. So really focus on these techniques that we're using to help your addition a little bit better. Yes, ma'am. Oh, well, let's go ahead and see. So this is going to be 17, and I'm going to carry, oh, in fact, okay, in fact, let's put that 1 by the 9. Make sure it's a little diagonal, so it's not, I don't want it to say 198. It should show that that's what we carried, because if I do that, I see 2 10s. Does anybody see in this middle column? Okay, do you see 2 10s? And then let me see, those people that got it, at the count of 3, I want you to tell me what that whole entire answer is. 1, 2, 3.
27.
Oh my goodness.
And this is going to be 17.
Awesome. So again, that was 10, 20, and 7 more is 27. And again, we put the 7 down and carry the 2, because we want to see 2, 7, 27. So now, what is the final total? It's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's a fun number. So, over, girls and boys, so over here, I'm going to put in this little blank spot, I'm going to put the dollar sign, even though they said dollars. It's $777 for her furniture. Then, I just need to check our time, make sure 108. Okay, we're doing good. Okay, then, okay, shh, quiet. So we've already solved it, and I'm just going to put a little arrow. Done. Okay, check. And then we're going to, didn't we already solve it? Yes, we solved it by adding it. And then it says, now answer the question. So to answer the question, you go back to the question, and I'm going to take off this. I'm going to take off the what is. And we can start with the cost of Evelyn's new furniture is what? So let's do that. That might take a little bit of time, but we need to learn how to write a sentence from the question. So, and I'm going to scoot way over here in case I run out of room. So you can start writing the. We're kind of copying this right here. The cost Oops. So again, I just took off the question words, and said, by the way, question words, they're called interrogatory words. They ask you a question. So I just took off that and said, well, you asked this question, what is the cost of Evelyn's new furniture? The cost of Evelyn's new furniture is, who knows what number? Yeah, the 777. Okay, good. All right, you got that down? Who's still writing? Okay, that's fine. A couple extra seconds. All right. Ben. Matthew done? Tell me when. Okay, hold on. Should I make it bigger, or is that big enough? Is it big enough?
Done.
Matthew, did you finish, sweetie?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Done.
I lost my light. There it is. Okay, so good. Let's go ahead and go to this one. Okay, here's the question. What is the cost of the furniture? And I know my answer is going to be the cost of the furniture is whatever we get. So let's go ahead and see what it says. Brandon's family buys how many chairs? 4. And a table. Oh, and a table that cost $150. So you might want to underline some of these important words. Oh, wait a second. I wasn't done. Whoops. Okay. Who just said that? Very good, Tenny. The table cost, listen, $150 more than the desk. What is the cost of this furniture? So let's, yes, sir. Okay, well, let's go ahead and see. What's the cost of one chair? Go back up to the chart. 98. How many chairs are we buying?
4.
We're buying 4 of them. So we're going to put, and I'm going to show you a real secret trick how to add these. This is going to be kind of cool. 98, 98, 98, and 90. So those are the 4 chairs. Now, go back and take a peek at this. The table, they also bought a table that cost $150 more than a desk. Now, who knows why they have 2 lines here? Is Victoria? On one line, and what's going to go on the other? What is the cost? We know the table, there's no table here, but they're telling us a table that they're buying is $150 more than the desk. Do we know the cost of the desk? What is the cost of the desk? Very good. So we start with that. We're going to start by putting, we're going to put the $239, and then this whole thing right here is for the table. But that table is how much more than that $239? 150 more. So I'm going to do it a little bit different. So watch carefully, because I want to find out just the cost of the table. I don't want to say 239 plus 150. I'm going to find the actual amount for the table. So over to the side, let's put 239 plus 150, and we're going to add that up, and that'll give us the cost of the table. So 9 plus 0 is what? 9. 5 plus 3 is 8. Good job. 2 plus 1 is 3. So I'm going to do that. All of this here is $389, and that's the cost of my table. So now when I do this equation, it says write the equation. What do we have to do to get the total cost of all of that furniture? Everybody, do we subtract or do we add? We're adding it. So our equation is going to be 98 plus 98 plus 98 plus another 98 plus the table. What does the table cost? $389. I'm not going to put it in the separate parts. I'm going to put $389. And that's going to equal, I'll put a T for total. So that is our equation. Does anybody know, let me ask this. Let me see if you could do this. I'm going to do this for some people that are just like really sharp. Raise your hand and tell me if you know what 400 minus 8 is. Yes, ma'am.
Is it 300? Is it 390?
You're close. What do you think? Yes. Because there was a way, okay. And the reason that I'm saying that, let me see if you can imagine why I'm saying that. One way I could do this, and don't write it down just yet. One way I could do is I could line all these up and add all those. You want to do it that way?
Yeah.
Well, we should. We'll do it both ways because we have the time. So over to the side, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 498. So find a spot way up here next to the 2. And we'll put the 98, put another 98. Whoops. There we go. Thank you. Then we're going to put another 98 and another 98. And what's the full price of the table? 389. Did you learn your multiplication tables last year?
I'm still learning.
Okay, so we need to, we need to work on that. Because if y'all knew that, it would be so easy because I see 1, 2, 3, 4, I see 5 8s plus one more. Does anybody know what 5 times 8 is? Yes, ma'am.
46. How?
5 times 8? It's a little bit higher. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, that is something we're going to spend a full week just doing multiplication tables because we need to know that. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're just going to have to we're going to have to add this. So, okay, listen carefully. 8 plus 8 is, what's 8 plus 8? 16. And I'm going to, okay, then what's 16 plus 8 more? In fact, let me do doubles. Okay, hold on. Let me do doubles of a double. So everybody just said 8 plus 8 was 16. And I'm just going to find a little spot and I'm going to maybe put it right here. I'm going to put 16. Because you told me 8 and 8 was 16. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. What's 8 and 8 again?
16.
So 16, I'm going to put it right there. 8 and 8 is 16. 8 plus 8 is 16. And don't we have another 8 plus 8? Right here? Yes. Okay, hold on, sir. 8 plus 8 is 16. And then we've got another 8 plus 8, which is another 16. Okay, hold on just a second. We're not done, people. We're not done. Let me finish. Quiet, please. Okay, sir. But I still have this 9. So I'm going to put this 9 right here. Because I still have to find the total of that column. But I'm going to show you a lot easier way. So I'm going to pretend that there's, in fact, right here. I'm going to pretend that this is a 10 and make this a 5. So that would be 15. And there's another 5 in there. That would be 20. And one more. What is that going to be? I think somebody said, I think Luke said it. It's going to be 21. So I'm going to take that 1. Again, what we did was made this a 5, took 1 away and put it with this. So these are 15. And I see another 5 in this, which would be 20, but there's 1 extra than the 5. So that's 21. I'm going to carry this. So then 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be 41. All right. Who said it didn't make any sense? Because I can, let's do it again. If I'm doing this mentally without using fingers, is I'm taking 1 from here and I'm putting it here. So this would be 10 and this would only be 5. So 10 and 5 would be 15. And there's another 5 in here, which 15 and 5 is 20, but there's 1 extra than the 5. So it makes it 21. And then we just add like number. So this whole column is 41. This is taking us forever, and I am going to show you the shorter way. So put a 1 here, and that 4, guess what I'm going to do with that 4? Does anybody have a clue what I'm going to do with that 4 to make my life on this next column super easy? Victoria, what do you think?
So you're gonna put one on the little mini.
She's got it. Okay, watch carefully. I'm taking that 4, and is that 4 ones?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put one here, 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 here. Because what did that do? What does that become then? A 10. What does that become? 10. What does that become?
10.
What does that become?
10.
What's 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10?
40.
40. And 8 more?
48.
So sometimes we have to think a little ahead. You don't always have to put that carry number as a great big 4, because then I might have a problem. And so this number is what? 781. Now I'm going to show you the other way to add this. Okay, girls and boys. Okay. So I'm going to show you another way. This is for, those GT kids that just want to know another way. And what it involves, I'm not going to expect that you do this, so listen carefully, is I'm going to pretend that these 4 are hundreds. Are they really 100? It's 2 less. Do you agree? So when I'm done making these 100 in the end, I'm going to have to take away 2, 4, 6, 8. So watch carefully. I'm pretending that's 100, 100, 200, 300, 400. What is 400 minus 8? Do it mentally. Somebody said it before. It was 390 what? 2. 300. So it's 392. And the cost of our table, 389. And let's see if we get the same answer. 9, 10, 11. I'm going to carry that 1 right here because that makes 9 and 9 is what? What's 9 and 9? 18. Or I could have said this is 10 and 8. So it's still 18. Carry it over. And 3 and 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay. So is that the same thing that we got? Yeah. So sometimes if you see a number very close to 100, you can round it up and then just subtract the difference of how much we added. So we solved our answer, put a little arrow, and check. We did that. And then we're going to answer the question. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're going to answer the question. The question is, what is the cost of this furniture? Who knows what 2 words I'm going to scratch out? What do you think? What is? I'm going to scratch that out. And our answer is the cost of this, or we could say the cost of the furniture. The cost of the furniture is how much?
781.
Yeah, and I should have actually, I'm going to say that this total came to 781. So we have it there. So the cost, let's go ahead and write that. The cost of, and I should have made that a capital T, but it's okay, of the F-U-R-N, furniture. And you shouldn't misspell because those words are right there. And just while I'm thinking about it, I'm so glad, this is really important that you hear this, I'm so glad when we were doing this, I think it was this or over here, they said, I don't get it. Please say that or raise your hand, because maybe if you don't get it, somebody else doesn't get it. And it really helps me to go back over something to make sure that more of you will understand what we were doing. Anyway, let's finish writing this. The cost of the furniture is, how much did it come to? and I'm going to put a dollar sign. It came to $781. Okay. So let me look at the time. 26, okay. What is the cost of the, let's see how much we have to do. Okay, let's finish this one and we'll go to the back page and see what you have to do. Yes, sir.
You didn't put the number before you put the, yeah.
The cost of the furniture is what?
No, at the top of the
You didn't put the little thing.
This one?
No, the little number on the dollar.
Sir, come here and show me. Somebody can, yeah.
Where it says
Come here.
dollars.
Okay, shh. Okay.
You put the number here.
Oh, okay, that's where we put the total. Thank you. All right. So they're saying, oh my goodness, brilliant people. Many of you caught it because this is our total line right here. So the total dollars for the 4 chairs and a table is $781. All right, and we're going to do this one quickly because it says about. Oops, it says about what is the cost for the bed and a dresser. Let's go up there. What is the cost for the bed? Yes. Well, please stop banging the wall. Okay. All right, so what is the cost of the bed? So let's put $379. Okay. Plus, what is the cost of a dresser? Go back up to your chart. $272. Okay. So, listen carefully. Sir, go ahead. I need you to pay attention. Don't say anything to anybody else. It says about, so we're going to round to the hundreds. When it says about, I don't need the real total. So, I'm going to box this off to my hundreds. Look carefully. Is this closer to 300 or 400? Look at the neighbor. 400, because that's a big macho number. So that's about 400. Plus, we're going to round this one to the hundreds. Is this one closer to, make sure you look at your neighbor. Is this closer to 200? Sir, turn around, please. Is this closer to 200 or 300? Good job. So all together, our furniture cost about how much together? 700. It's going to be a little less than 700, but I think I better bring $700 bills because I know I'm going to use most of it. And that's all we're going to do on that. Let's look at one more thing. Okay. Okay. All right, girls and boys, listen carefully. We only have about 10 more minutes. So what I'm going to ask that you do is I'm going to ask that you read this problem, and this is your only homework. It's your only homework. If you want to try and do this one, that looks like a lot of stuff. You can, but do you have to? No. So I'm going to say, I want to write the word optional, but that's too long to write. So I'm going to say skip for right now. You don't have to do it. So try to work on this right now and see if you can fill in all the pieces. You can. So people at home, you can stop right there. And I'm going to say goodbye for today.